Well, then let's jump in. So the first question I have, where were you before working with us?
Where was I in what way?
Emotionally, energetically,
Oh, wow. So the big,
wherever you want to take it. I want it to be an authentic answer from you.
right. So where I was is I was really in a place where I felt I was really good at what I did. And I saw flashes of that in my existing job, but it happened once a month if I was lucky, maybe twice a month, every other year. And I'd been there for a while, and not being able to flex, not being able to grow, not being able to actually engage in the way that I think I can and provide value so infrequently was just continually demoralizing. And it felt like, my brains are leaking out of my head and I have to do something different. This is not it for me. And I kept on trying to add things and extend programs and do different things within my organization. And they slowly changed and adapted. And some of the things took fire and actually produced some really pretty good results. But again, I felt like this is the worst possible thing. I come from an athletic background. The worst possible thing you can tell somebody is, hey, you're going to go to practice for 6 months and only get to play 10 minutes in a game. You ready? And that's what I felt like I was doing. And finally, I just said, okay, I just need to be somewhere else. I need to have something that actually can leverage what I have to offer and can actually build on what I have to offer so I can offer more. So that's where I was. I felt like I was, yeah, my brains were leaking out of my head.
Wow, that's got to be so stifling. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's not fun.
And at what point did you say, how long did it take before you were like, all right, I need help?
Well, yeah, it probably took, I've been there for 3 years and I recognized that about year 2. So it took me a year to go through the first process where I reached out to you guys, saw you guys a couple different places and actually went through that, I forget what you call it, but that first call.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I went through the call and I was like, yeah, it's kind of a lot of money. And I didn't mention this before, but I'd actually paid a similar, I say similar in just that I found them through the internet because I paid them $9,000 and it lasts 90 days and they were gone.
Oh, wow.
And there wasn't a process. They did have calls. They did have a booklet that you went through, but they didn't tell you how to actually reach out. There wasn't any of that stuff. And so when I came to you guys the first time, I'm like, you know what? I threw a bunch of money away on this before. These guys are no different, blah, blah, blah. And so I said no the first time. And lo and behold, a year later, sure, it was during COVID, but a year later, I said, you know what? This still sounds kind of cool. If this works, and that's one of the other things that I had in my head. I said, look, if this works, then within 3 months, I'm going to have a job that at least covers the cost. At least I'm neutral, right? Fine. I'm in a new place and it's neutral. I can live with that. Worst case scenario is I don't find a job. One of the things that I started to tune into the second time is we stick with you. We continue with you. We continually go back to you. And there are people who come back to us going for their next job. And I'm like, okay, so this is a lifetime kind of commitment. And that, again, it's one of those things of the hierarchy thing. That wasn't the key thing. But as I was going through, as I do, reasons not to do this, I was like, oh, okay, that's a reason to do it. All right, that's fine. If they're going to stick with me, eventually, even I can figure things out. So maybe this will work.
What did you find most valuable about your time working with us at ECU?
So there's two things. The first thing is literally the checklists, all the different checklists. It's a funny thing because I recognize it as, and I associate it with a military kind of checklist, and the background of the company, all that kind of good stuff. That's what it was like to me, is this is a checklist. And I liked it because it was little teeny things you could do every day, and you could go and go through all those things. And the big checklist is do this first before you look at the lessons. Do the lessons first before you, switch over to your, do anything with your LinkedIn. Wait until we rewrite your LinkedIn and your resume before you do this. Then do this. Do it a lot. And that was the automation. Kick that thing in. Do it real. Don't be afraid. Get out there and get in front of people. And so that really is what I felt was the most beneficial. The rest of this stuff was great. The rest of the stuff was really good. And the thing is, the one session I had with you, where I literally almost decompensated on our call, was really powerful, and is something that I continually, it's one of those things that's in the back of my head. I'm like, oh wow, look, I'm doing this. I wouldn't normally do this. That's kind of cool. And I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. I think I have something of value to offer, and all those kind of things. So that was another switch within the program where I was just like, okay, all right, I got this.
And then last but not least, what advice would you have for someone who's considering working with us?
Here's the thing. If you think about this as, you know what, I'm really good at what I do. I know the industry inside and out, and all I'm going to do is use these guys as an additive to add that onto it. Don't sign up. Don't sign up, because the idea that you've been trying to get a job for however amount of time, whether it's, for me, like 2 years, whether it's 6 months, whatever the time period is, if you think this is an additive and you're just going, oh, I'll just do this in addition to what I'm already doing, don't sign up. When you're at the point where you're like, okay, I'm ready for professionals that have real strategy in place and give you the individual steps and tactics to actually make that come true, then that's when you're ready. Then give into it. Then sign up and let them tell you, this is what works right now. This, because that was one of the crazy things too, is you get on one of those calls and Tim would say, this is happening last year. What we actually see now is a lot of this stuff. Like when I first got on, product management was just blowing up for whatever reason, right? We're coming out of the pandemic, and whatever reason that was going crazy. And being able to say, okay, this is what we're seeing, and having an overview of the hiring process in general made me feel really confident. And I understood, okay, these guys really know what's going on. There's all these different things. Having people on those calls ping off, 2 or 3 a day, saying, oh yeah, this just came through. Oh yeah, this just came through. Oh, well, hey, I need to hire people. I just got onboarded and I need to hire 6 more people. Do you got anybody? And you're just like, okay, I'm going to keep doing. And I'm on step 12. I got to keep going. I got to get to 15 so I can actually unplug this stuff. And yeah, it was, that's what I tell them. If you're not ready to give into the process and actually follow the checklist, don't sign up. If you're at that point where you need to make a switch and you recognize help would actually change how you're going at this, that's when you're ready, and come in. And the process is simple but thorough. It's strategic but has the tactics on the back end to actually make it work.
I love it. Awesome. Eric, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited to share this with the team, and yeah, it's been such a pleasure working together. I hope you stay in touch, and yeah, let us know how it goes. You don't have it started yet, have you?
Well, I start next Monday.
You do? Oh my gosh. Yeah. December is just around the corner. That's great.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. And that's the thing, is the whole team is actually all over the world. They're all coming to New York. And so I'm going in for 3 days to get onboarded. So it's going to be good.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, congratulations. Yeah, stay in touch. And if there's any way we can support you beyond this, you know where to find us, and you are now part of the family. So
you got it. Thanks a lot, Christine.
All right. Bye, Eric.
Bye.